Hello, everybody out there. I'm Miss Tell It Like It Is. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful, okay? Today, I'm coming to you from the spiritual side of the mandated gems or shots. And we all know what I'm talking about. The mandated gems or shots. I'm coming to you from a spiritual standpoint of this whole situation that is going on. We people all know that there is something going on. And what it's going on is not right. One night I was laying down and I began to get a whole lot of scriptures in reference to what's going on with these mandated gems or shots. And I wrote it down. I wrote it down because as I was spiritually getting what I was hearing within my spirit, I had to write it down because I wouldn't have not remembered it in the order that it came, okay? So I wrote it down, so I'm going to read to you what I got spiritually, okay? Some thing that I wasn't trying to get, but the scriptures came to me. Okay. So I'm going to read to you people what I got, okay? Along with my personal behavior of paranoia that I once carried because of fear, okay? That I once carried. Not now, but that I once carried. So let me read people to you. It's called Encouragement in a Drastic Changing World. And I looked up the word drastic in Google, and it says likely to have a strong or far-reaching effect, radical and extreme. Drastic, something that's drastic. Likely to have a strong or far-reaching effect, radical and extreme. Radical and extreme, you all. Radical and extreme. So here I go. As we all know that the world we once knew is no more. COVID was the start of the paradigm shift from living in a normal world to living in an abnormal world. There was a time where we could go in a crowd without a mask, and we did not have to think about being infected with COVID, a deadly virus that attacks the upper respiratory system in one's body. COVID breaks down your healthy red blood cells and begin to tear down your body. People, it's important that you take natural things in your body to build up your natural immunity. Talking about a drastic change from no mask to mask, crowds to smaller crowds or no crowds, social distancing, company in your homes to no company at all, hugs to no hugs, or in my case, I give air hugs. I'm like, give me an air hug. Used to be a time where you could cough out in public and no one paid you no real attention. Cough now in public, and baby, you are going to have some heads turning, looking straight at you. How do I know that people will look when you cough? because I have looked at someone that coughed more than 2 times in public. My first thought would be like, oh hell, I hope this person don't have COVID. Then my second thought was that person needs to take their coughing ass out this building. Hell, I don't want COVID. That's what I was saying. It never crossed my mind that maybe that person had allergies or a bad cold. What paranoia I had in this drastic changing world. Thank God I have replaced my fear with staying calm. Fear, my friends, is not of God. Isaiah 41:10 says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:13 says, for I am God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. So God does not give us fear, but we as people allow circumstances around us to give us fear. We allow fear to creep in when we become emotionally excited by bad news we hear in the media. We allow fear to creep in when we allow our thoughts to run wild. We allow fear to creep in when we listen to people who love to excite you with fear. People who love to excite you with fear overly exaggerate and dramatize with wide eyes and body gestures. Example of how people who love to excite you with fear talk. They start out like this. Did you get the COVID jab or gem or shot yet? This is me now. No, I didn't get it. I'm good. I'm trusting in God. This is them. What? What? Oh, God, tell me you are joking. No, I'm not joking. I'm trusting in God. That's me. This is them. Now, are you crazy? Are you serious? Get out of here. Tell me you are joking. This is me. No, I'm not joking. I'm trusting in God for everything. This is them. Have you seen all the COVID deaths? Have you? Are you trying to be on the ventilator machine? Are you trying to die? Do you have a death sentence? Even God gives you common sense. Don't end up on the ventilator. Don't want to come to your funeral. Look how they're trying to excite you. Don't want to come to your funeral. This is me. In the name of the divine creator, I rebuke your words. Then I tell that person who is trying to instill fear, be careful what you speak, because Isaiah 54:17 says, no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue which rises against me in judgment, God shall condemn. Be careful, because I may end up coming to your funeral. Then I say this, look, you do you, and I respect that. And I will do me, and you respect that. Getting the gem or the jab or the shot is my personal choice. Usually because I am headstrong and persistent. As a result, I shut fear tactics down. Yes, and there are many who have died of COVID, ended up on ventilator machines, and God bless and rest their souls. May God also comfort their loved ones in grieving times. My heart goes out to you. Facts for me is that 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I'm not going to say COVID does not exist or say people have not died, but I will not be ruled by fear. What you fear the most, you put energy in what you fear. And as a result, you bring that fear to life. In other words, what you fear the most, it happens. Now, let me encourage you in a drastic changing world. Remember, drastic in Google definition is something more far likely to have a strong or far reaching effect, radical, and extreme. Let's talk about these mandated COVID gyms or jabs or shots. Recently, our president has mandated that for federal workers and contractors for federal workers and private companies, that if you don't get the gym or the shot, then you could be tested every week or extreme cases fired. People, we have already seen in California that there is a mandate for kids in schools to get COVID gyms or shots. People are going door to door to see who has got these gyms or shots in California. In Chicago, mandated gyms or shots are being required for teachers, healthcare workers, and for city employees. If people don't comply, they could be fired. In New York, in order to dine in and eat in restaurants, you have to have proof of at least one dose of the COVID gym or shot. If you have no proof you got the gym or the shot, then you are refused service. Also, there are inspectors finding businesses that let unvaccinated people in their business. Wow, this is a drastic approach, people. The world we once knew does not exist anymore. But don't fear. Yes, it is scary, especially for those who did not see this coming. None of us in the past would ever imagine that globally there would even be COVID. And then, as a result, mandated gyms or shots. In fact, no one would even imagine we have to wear masks, right? Because of COVID, which I'm not against masks, people. I'm not against masks. And I'm not against proper social distancing. But I do not agree with mandated vaccines. I believe it should be one's individual choice. And as we know right now, speaking in New York, there are healthcare professionals that are being fired because they refuse to take this mandated gym or shot, which I believe should be their choice. And what a bully tactic if you do not take this gym or shot that you don't have a job. It's sad. You have doctors that have studied majority of their life practicing medicine to help people. And because they don't believe in taking something in their body, then they're bullied out of their profession. That's not a democracy, people. That's not a democracy. I ask myself, out of all required vaccines, why has the COVID gym or shot been required with enforced extreme measures? Some people may say because of COVID killing so many That is why such extreme measures have been taken. Well, let's take a look at the COVID situation from a spiritual standpoint. Everything that happens in the physical realm has a spiritual meaning behind it. King James Revelation 13 and 17 says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." Now, common sense, people, common sense. If you lose your job because you refuse to get the COVID gem or shot, then you have no money eventually because you have no job. Then you can't buy, right? Now, if you are a business and you can't give service to the unvaccinated, then you can't sell, right? Revelation 13:17 says, put it together. Use common sense. God give you a brain. Don't sit it on a hat rack, please. We are living in the signs of time. We're living in biblical prophecies. It's common sense. People, wake up. You unvaccinated, they will eventually have it where you can't buy. Do not fear, for the word says, Matthew 6:26 and 34, King James Version, "Look at the birds of the air, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? Which of you by worrying can add 1 cubit to his stature?" So why do you worry about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. And yet, I say to you that even Solomon in all the glory was not arrayed like one of these. Now, if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? So, for you unvaccinated, and for you who are being bullied, which that is the word, bullied, you do this or else I have your job. Don't fear. Don't fear. Because if God can clothe the lily of the fields and feed the fowls of the air, then he can surely take care of you. He can surely take care of you. Do not be bullied, okay? Therefore, do not worry, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? For after all things the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. So do not worry, unvaccinated people. For 2 Corinthians 5 and 7 says, for we walk by faith, not by sight. We cannot walk by what we physically see all around us, a world full of chaos. But we have to walk by faith, knowing that God is your provider, comforter, healer, deliverer. deliverer. 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith and not by sight. Matthew 17:20-21 says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move, and it shall move. Saying that, people, we cannot let fear, anxiety, stress, emotions, things that are negative, rule our existence. We have to let love, which is the strongest force in the universe, govern our decisions in life. We have to have hope, unity, peace, joy, positiveness, faith to flow within us. We have to let the Spirit of God of this universe direct us in every decision we make. Remember, Hosea 4:1 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because they have rejected knowledge. Matthew 13:14 says, they have ears to hear, but they don't listen. They have eyes to see, but they refuse to see. People, that means many have physical ears. Okay, they have the physical ears, but spiritually they can't hear. And they have physical eyes, but spiritually they can't see. Matthew 16:26 says in the King James Bible, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? People, it will profit you nothing but self-destruction. In the end, the enemy of your soul can give you good things. The enemy of your soul can give you the whole world. But remember, in the end, it never fails. What the enemy of your soul gives you, the enemy of your soul take it away. And that's what came to my spirit, y'all. It came to me, and I had to write that down because, like I said, I would never remember it in the form that it came to me in. So we are in the signs of times, people, in a crucial spiritual changing world, and we are seeing biblical prophecies take place right in front of our eyes. And we all have decisions to make. What decision will you make? I'm not here to judge anybody, because the word says, judge not that ye be not judged. The same measure you judge, then God will judge you. All I'm saying is wake up. And don't let fear rule you. If you don't believe in something, then stand up for what you don't believe in. Because if you don't stand up for what you believe in, then you will fall for anything. Don't be pressured. Don't be bullied into something you don't want. But make sure you have faith to walk in, okay? Make sure you have faith. Because if you don't have faith, you won't make it. Saying that, I'm just telling like it is. I know I had a little stumbles in this, but like I said, I had to write it down. Because if I didn't, in the format it came to, I wouldn't remember it. This came to my spirit. Okay. Anytime you push something so hard, and in my opinion, it's not right. Anytime you don't give people the choice to make their own decisions of what they feel that is right for their bodies, whether it's made legally okay, it's not okay. It's not constitutional to take someone's freedom of choice away. It's not democracy. And that's the drastic change and the measures that's being taken upon people's lifestyles. That's a drastic and extreme measure. And that's bullying. Not to mention narcissistic, okay? Now, for me, I trust more in God than I do man-made anything, okay? Doesn't it say, in God we trust? Isn't our nation supposed to be built on, in God we trust? If you have fear, you can't be trusting in God. Why? Because God does not give us a spirit of fear, but peace, love, and a sound mind. You can't say you trust in God and you have fear. You can't. But for all you people out here who's worried, you're frustrated, you're stressed, you feel like you're going to fall to pieces. Some of you are falling to pieces. Be encouraged in this drastic changing world. Know that your Creator has you. No. You can't change everything around you, but you can change that decision that's concerning you, okay? You can change that. You don't have to be forced. You don't have to have fear. If you say you believe in your Creator, if you say you believe in God, whoever you call God, whether you call God Jesus, Allah, whatever. Whoever you call God, Jehovah, if you say you got trust in God, then baby, you better put it to use, okay? Because you're going to need it. You're going to need to stand on faith and not sight. Saying that, I have to go. You all take care. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. I had to put this video out. Okay, and if you don't like and subscribe, that's okay, baby. Because all I am is putting the word out. Whatever word comes to me, I'm putting it out. At the end of the day, I'm not worried. Okay? Take care. I'm out.